because I was in jail. Like, everybody was breaking me in a relationship. So I thought, oh, good way. Everything was great. I thought it was relationship. Oh, good boy. I thought everything was good. Yeah. We got a belt at the beginning of the month. Yeah, we done planned on. He was like, what do you want for your birthday? He was like, get rid of them. Get rid of all the boys out the house. I'm like, please. I'm like, I want chicken. Thing of tacos in it. Tacos all night. Like, man, that's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do. See. Nigga, on my birthday, well, I'm like, that's in the cat. Like, I hear all of, like, what's the business?
We are across the Atlantic on the Emerald Isle as EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the vibrant capital city of Dublin, Ireland. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. On the visitor's sideline, Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. These guys hoping for a bounce-back performance after dropping their first game of the season a week ago. On the other side, Steeler head coach Mike Tomlin. His guys, the designated home team here in the Irish capital.
Carlton, hi.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Brandon and Charles Davis, so happy to be here. We are underway from Dublin, folks, in the NFL International Series. And he returns this to the 22. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Now McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Jefferson going to go in motion right. Throwing is McCarthy. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
That was the first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. Taken from just outside the 30. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by their highly decorated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
We both know it's a league where they seemingly throw the ball in just about every play. But watching him perform last week where he threw 3 touchdown passes still caught my eye in a big way.
Still kind of the gold standard, 3 touchdown passes, isn't it? And for his efforts last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I can't wait to see what he does this week.
Well, right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Right back to him on first down. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down.
Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Now run straight ahead.
Yeah, I was sitting there like, I ain't heard shit from Pratt. I'm going to post on the page for a C-Day. I seen your ass comment. I'm like, damn, that motherfucker ain't commented on shit in months.
54 yards and a touchdown.
Well, to no one's surprise, he gets an early rep right there, and they've been playing their best ball this season as they built this winning streak.
Yeah, that's why I went on and posted on both of them, because I didn't know which one you be active on.
The question now is, can this defense that he's facing do what others haven't and finally put a stop to this streak?
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. Here's Rodgers. This one finds Austin at right. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Another Steelers first down. First and goal at the 3.
Warren will score. Touchdown, Steelers. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right?
Yeah.
Make sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. The numbers for Jones last week, 11 carries, 87 yards.
Sitting 10th in the league in rushing isn't bad, but it's also not as high as where he knows he should be with how talented he is. There's definitely another gear there, and hopefully their game plan gives him an opportunity to hit it and put together one of his best performances of the season.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 31. There go play action. Here's McCarthy. This one brought in by Jefferson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Over the middle, complete to Addison. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
At the 6-yard line.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Jones will score. Touchdown, Vikings. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
A handoff for Warren. And he gets this one just shy of the 30, down at the 39. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the give, it's Warren. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The Steelers hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Throwing now is Rodgers. A short one there. Yeah. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43. Under a minute to go, clock running and a back-and-forth first quarter of play. They'll run it, Warren. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. You look at this defense for the Vikings. They've been pretty solid against the pass. Toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
I think if you talk to the coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
Over the middle, and he lost the football. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 32-yard line.
That's another Steelers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Here's Rodgers to throw. That's caught right side. It's Warren. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go.
Yeah.
Now Rodgers. Slant route, and he's got Freiermuth. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 20-yard line.
That's good for us, Steelers. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
On the run, it's Warren. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
4 receivers now in the formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 7. A quick target here, complete to Metcalf. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that will bring up 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Now run with Warren. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
Gain of 4 yards.
They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Steelers 1st down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Now it's Rodgers. And it's caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Calvin Austin, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to move back in front.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
And this will be caught as they convert here for 2.
That makes the score Steelers 14.
And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
You still fucking with the dude you shot?
And not much happening on the return as we get this to about the 23.
You talking about buddy you had the shootout with?
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the
side. Are you talking about the dudes you had the shootout? You had the shootout with?
Score, but remember, last
you talking about the dudes you had the shootout with?
Well. We'll see if they can seize that.
And she's still fucking with the dude.
And they have had a lot of time.
And she's still fucking with the dude.
Reaching the end zone the last time, so
hell
they've
no.
been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field. And you and I both know, one big play though gets them right back up to that level.
Pass complete to Addison.
Stop! Get ass and sit down. What?
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying
Don't
that
sit
time?
down,
yeah,
son.
that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Thanks.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. So with McCarthy. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down.
Yeah.
T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
And it's 4th down.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. They'll start this drive out on the ground. He was brought down by Eric Wilson.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
From the 38 now, here's second down and 5. Here's Warren. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and
in search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Now we get to see the punter, Corliss Waitman. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. On the return, it's Rodgers. Called out a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession in the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hawkinson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
At the 43-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8. Jefferson going to go in motion right. Here's McCarthy. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 41-yard line. Looking to throw. McCarthy on the RPO. He'll keep it himself. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!"
Go sit your ass down somewhere. I told you to put your lamp on and clean your room up. No, you didn't. Look at the shit's all over the floor. Whatever.
Get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
For the field goal, a 57-yard attempt.
And this is off the left upright, and it comes back. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Bitch.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
To throw, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Here's 2nd and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. And that falls to the ground.
Catch the fucking ball.
A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing is Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So they'll say no to the 50-yard field goal try. Instead, the offense out there, they're going for it. They'll try and run for it. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Rodgers now to throw. And that is
Metcalf, catch the fucking ball. Damn.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Rodgers going to throw. And that'll be off.
Man, come on.
And it's incomplete.
Okay, let's decide here. He was open, right? Not extraordinarily open, but open enough that if you're an NFL quarterback, you got to make that throw, right? That's got to be complete.
9 times out of 10, that's a completed pass.
Yeah, he missed that one and missed it in a big way.
To throw is Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown! DK Metcalf, as the first half is winding down. Now the Steelers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. And now to give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Boswell for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around, as this one is up and good to extend their lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And it takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
3-yard line.
So these two teams off to their locker rooms for intermission, and that means we go to Orlando. Here's Scott Hansen with our halftime report. Scott?
Our look around the league starts now with a matchup of contrasting styles. Okay, Brandon, thank you. This, the first official Sunday of fall, the final week before byes kick in. A full schedule of 16 games on tap. Let's roll. And we know the Detroit offense can score. How about the defense getting it done? They knock the football out, force the fumble, scoop it, and they're taking it back the other way. What a game-changing play. Touchdown. The Lions are into the win column after 3 defeats to start the year. They get the victory here. Next up, let's go out to Glendale, Arizona, checking in on the Cardinals as they play host to the Seattle Seahawks. And this is Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's going to look in the catch and then look upfield and watch this. This will be a 70-yard touchdown catch. The Seahawks come away with an 8-point victory. Lastly, let's go to Atlanta. It's the Falcons hosting the Washington Commanders. And it's the former Boise State star, Jeremy McNichols. He'll find an opening and take it in, a 6-yard rushing touchdown. With that, a look here at the rest of the scores from around the NFL here in Week 4. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half, as we send you back out to the stadium with Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the third quarter. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down.
27-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Warren. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Here's Rodgers. These guys running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Eric Wilson able to make the tackle. Ball on the 39. Here's second down and 7.
Whoa.
Grab your first gun. Grab your first gun.
Back to throw. Rodgers. Just a gain of a couple.
Go sit down some damn boy. Don't you see I'm playing a game?
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in coverage. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line.
First down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Warren. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Running left, it's Warren. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Fuck out of here.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
They toss this out right to Gainwell. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
I really like what he did there, because he took his practice work and converted it to game action, because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
Complete to Austin here over the middle. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Pat Fryermuth, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Vikings 7. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. A little juke. And this return is going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the 20.
Now McCarthy. This one brought in by Jefferson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings. On play action, now McCarthy. And he's hit this to Jefferson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. To the air again, McCarthy. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Looking to throw McCarthy. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. So a very important first drive of the third quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. Looking to put a drive together. Starting things out with a give to Gainwell. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The 27-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to the Emerald Isle. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Gainwell. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Now that's a nice play.
I don't know.
Partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays?
I don't care.
That you go through as a defense for these situations when you have to get the ball back. Everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands. Whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth quarter stop? And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
From the gun is a run by Gainwell. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Andrew Van Ginkel there on the stop.
At the 48-yard line.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now again, a run with Gainwell. And the ball is knocked out. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
Wow, that ball was knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They run behind center with Gainwell. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out. We got them now.
And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively.
What?
So left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
Instead of waiting, got all the way to 0.
Now we get a penalty.
Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Here's Rodgers to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Fuck y'all.
Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. And now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either, throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Here comes second down and 5.
Brings up second and 5.
From the shotgun, McCarthy to Jefferson on the slant. And Jefferson's going to have the Vikings first down as the tackle made up around the 33-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Well, there's still hope, but it's dwindling fast. No timeouts left. They need 2 scores still. 1st and 10 here. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off.
When they throw a flag.
We're on the same page right now. Because I think they're trying to set the plays up in quick succession
What?
if they can.
A yellow flag. It's a penalty flag.
First down, Minnesota.
Sticking with the pass, here's McCarthy. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. They'll
Yeah,
come out
bad.
now. This is 2nd and long.
Because it's a penalty.
McCarthy operating from the gun. Under pressure, they got him again. Well, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is
It gives.
down now.
It either backs you up or it gives the other team yards.
McCarthy is set to throw it. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this is getting close to a no-win situation now. They've got one final shot. They're on their end of the field, and it's 4th and long. This might require a little extra razzle-dazzle to get it done.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Going for it. Here's McCarthy. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And he's going to get this one down to the 30.
What?
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be
What number?
down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football.
It goes as high as I scored as many points.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Only goes out to 14.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Looking for a seam, but finally he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. It doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
It's a gain of 29. That's good for a Steelers first down.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Gainwell is in the end zone for a Steeler touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point now by Boswell. He's got it, and the lead stretches to 35-14. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was Kenneth Gainwell who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not the time to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
Well, let's see what they do here. 2nd and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped in incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game. So it's a win here for the Steelers. And we've said it so many times in the past, but it was Aaron Rodgers, CD, who really led the way.
Yeah, you had to like what you saw. He was on point the whole game. Wound up going over 300 yards with 3 touchdown passes. That will definitely get the job done.
So for Pittsburgh, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And now they'll face the prospect of a long, albeit happy flight across the Atlantic. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
overall deaths. You have 87 deaths?
That's my defense.
Oh,
83 overall, 80 offense, 87 defense. That's what I'm rated. That tells you how good I am.
Well, who do that thing because I don't know. Dad. Dad, go back.
What?
Go back to where you saw that one. Yeah, push that.
I can't, it's locked.
Oh. When can you, like, unlock it?
When it gets to a certain week.